Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. I'm doing a voiceover on this one because it was just a little crazy. We're at Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, New York. We're just going to take a couple pictures of some people and do some tours. It's 478 acres. We're going to see Bill the Butcher, Jean-Michel Basquiat, Florence Labadie, Laura Keane, and Pop Smoke. Let's get into it. All right, guys, this was a beautiful day to be out here in the cemetery. If you guys haven't been out here, it's almost 500 acres. But this guy we're coming up to, this man, his name is James Renwick. He was born in 1818 and passed away in 1895. This is all his family here. James is up on this monument here. I'm not sure if you can really tell, but he was an architect and a designer, and he is accredited with designing the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C., as well as St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. And this next one is interesting to me. She really wasn't a famous lady, but her name was, or is, or was Sarah Carnes. She died back in 1854, and she has two things I want to tell you. Number one, she had 22 kids. Insane. And then she lived to 117 years, 3 months, and 16 days. And we're back. This guy we're going up to, his name is William S. Hart. He was born in New York in 1864, and he didn't really start his acting career until he was about 49 years old. William would become best known, like a best known cowboy during the silent era. And he would eventually make over 70 movies and direct 49 of them. When the talkies came around, William was skeptical and he would be replaced as the cowboy by none other than Gene Autry and Hoop Gibson. Now, Mr. Hart would eventually pass away on his ranch in California with his family surrounding him. And next up on our part one of Greenwood, if you're a fan of The Wizard of Oz, you're going to love this one. This here is Frank Morgan. He was a beloved character actor. He would play five parts in The Wizard of Oz. Five parts. He would play the Wizard of Oz as the Wizard Professor Marvel, the Emerald City Doorman, the Emerald City Hack Driver, and the Wizard's Guard. He had other movies like The Suspect, and he would eventually get Best Actor award for The Affairs of Selene, and then he would receive Best Supporting Actor for the movie Tortilla Flat. September 18th, 1949, he would be filming a few scenes of Annie Get Your Gun as he played Buffalo Bill. He would collapse, suffer a heart attack, and never regain consciousness. He was 59 years old. Then back in the saddle again. Still here in Brooklyn, still here in Greenwood. We're going to go see a lady. You probably don't know who she is, but you know where she was at a specific date and time. Her name is Laura Keane. Look at that view. She was born Mary Frances Moss in Winchester, England in 1826. She will become a theater actress and eventually a theater manager. However, on April 14th, 1865, she was in the traveling play Our American Cousin, which was playing at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., when fellow actor John Wilkes Booth would assassinate President Abraham Lincoln. And strolling along, we find up here on the right Miss Florence Labadie. She was born in 1888 in New York, and she would enter acting on stage with the touring company and would also appear in a couple magazine covers. She will be introduced to D.W. Griffith by Mary Pickford in 1909 and put into a few biograph shorts. But it wasn't until she met Edwin Thanhauser and shot into stardom and appeared in movies like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Last of the Mohicans. But as her popularity grew, she got a little reckless. She would do stunts on planes and motorcycles, all that kind of jazz. But unfortunately, August 1917, while driving in Ossining, New York, her brakes would fail, and she would eventually succumb to her wounds for a few months later. Now, her grave didn't have a headstone until 2014, so it was empty this whole time until people gathered up some money and erected this. But she would be the first superstar or first actress to die in their heyday, like the top of their career. And this next little area belongs to rapper Pop Smoke. He was born in Canarsie in 1999 and began his rap career in 2018 with his first hit, Welcome to the Party, in 2019, and then Meet the Woo, and then Meet the Woo 2. This would give him a Billboard Top 10 hit, and he will also dabble in acting and appearing in the movie Boogie as the character Monk. Now, I'm going through here, and they tell me he's here. They tell me he's right there. And I don't know. I don't understand because there's somebody else's name on that grave. So nobody's told me he's moved. So I don't know. I guess he's there. If anybody has any information, let me know. They could have been they took his name off because of maybe vandals. I'm not sure. But February 19th in 2020, while renting a house in the Beverly Hills, five men would enter, rob, and unalive Pop Smoke. And this one, that's a good one. This is William Bill the Butcher Poole. He was a very prominent gangster in the Five Points areas of Lower Manhattan. He was a butcher by trade and loved his knives. He would be a member of a gang called the Bowery Boys, who were a born in the USA, anti Catholic, anti Irish gang. His gang will be in several violent battles. The last battle was between him and Irish political leader John Morrissey. Poole was severely beaten, and Morrissey and his pals will later come back for revenge and shoot him right in the heart. He will die 2 weeks later. And he's portrayed by Daniel Day Lewis in the movie Gangs of New York. I don't know, guys. It's something about fall in a cemetery. It's beautiful. So we're strolling down here. We're going to go visit an artist, Jean Michel Basquiat. Now, he would be a protege to Andy Warhol, and he would get his start in the graffiti movement in the 70s and have his greatest success in the 80s through the Expressionism movement. Unfortunately for John, he would die at the age of 27 in 1988 from a heroin overdose. A most recent sale, his 1982 painting, would sell for a record $110 million. All right, guys. I just got to show you one guy. You don't know who he is, but he lives in that big ass mausoleum right now. His name is Charles Feltman, 1841 to 1910. He invented the hot dog. Yeah, you heard me. He invented the hot dog in 1867, and we're still consuming them by millions of tons. It started off as that popular American baseball snack and went to barbecues. Um, Eventually, to pay homage to Felton in 2017, the Hot Dog Emporium opened up in Coney Island on the same exact spot that he started his career. I don't know. I just thought it was like a cool, interesting thing to just add to all this other stuff. Thank you for the hot dog, dude. I appreciate you. Can I show you guys something? Look, Lower Manhattan Financial District. This place has trolleys. You can come in and take a tour on trolleys, or as South Jersey people know them as tram cars. If you grew up in South Jersey and you went to Wildwood, you heard that goddamn tram car. But I just stumbled upon this. I just thought like the grass and flowers were pretty. That I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice at all. But this is a memorial for the Great Brooklyn Theater Fire. December 5th, 1876, a fire devastated the Brooklyn Theater. And unfortunately, 278 people could not make it out. There was 103 of them unidentified victims, and they're all buried here underneath this monument. This is a great place. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching to the end. Please like, please subscribe. Look out for episode 2 for Greenwood Cemetery, Brooklyn, New York. And I'm going to just leave you with a whole bunch of pictures of some interesting monuments and headstones that I saw. So enjoy this, guys. Thanks so much.